And that spiritual complacency begins to create a vulnerability in the midst of our lives where we actually can get set up for a great fall or a great testing of our faith. I remember for myself, this completely happened. I mean, yes, a lot of you know, like at 18 years old, like I left the Lord completely. Like I left my faith and stuff. And I look at this and I'm like, it just wasn't one thing that happened. Right? I was being set up probably for about a year and a half. Probably like 16 years old. I started getting set up where I allowed the evil one to begin to actually have these temptations that I accepted, right? I remember I began to kind of be lax in my life of prayer. Didn't pray as much. Wasn't in the Word as much. I started looking at the lives of my friends in the midst of high school, and they were doing all these things that were contrary to what I knew to be good. They looked like they were having a good time, so I started to entertain these thoughts. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they really have a better life. Oh, maybe it's not that bad. And so I'd slowly kind of taste those things that I knew were to be wrong, but it's okay, it's fine. Just a taste, no big deal. And man, it began to weaken my faith. It began to create a vulnerability in my life. To the point that when I was 18, man, the evil one had me right where he wanted. He was even working on my father's life. Right, to where my father would be the catalyst to this, right? Where the particular drugs and alcohol and that lifestyle that my dad was living would lead to a particular abandonment of the family. And in the midst of that abandonment, bam, that was the moment. And I was like, I'm done. I want nothing to do with you, Lord. But I was set up. I was ready. I was ready to leave the Lord because I was complacent in the midst of my faith. When tragedy and difficulty happened in my life, I wasn't strong enough to recognize that the Lord was still good, that the Lord still had a plan, that the Lord is going to utilize and draw this to good. No, I looked at the Lord and I blamed him. I'm like, this is your fault.